On December the 26, 1980, an unidentified object was spotted by radar at RAF US Bentwaters Base in Suffolk, UK. The Rendelsham Forest Incident is one of the most significant military encounters with a UFO. The object was described as being metallic in appearance and triangular in shape. It illuminated the entire forest with a white light. The object itself had a pulsating red light on top and banks of blue lights underneath. The object was hovering on 3 legs. Later in the night, a red sunlight light was seen through the trees and appeared to throw off glowing particles and broke into 5 separate white objects and then disappeared. Immediately after, 3 star-like objects were noticed in the sky. The objects moved rapidly in sharp, angular movements and displayed red, green and blue lights. The objects had been observed by US military personnel, and the following are descriptions of what they observed. Sergeant James Penniston. I approached the object and examined it. It was about the size of a tank. It was triangular in shape. Underneath the craft was high-intensity white light emanating out of it and was bordered by red and blue lighting alternating. On the upper left side of the craft was an inscription. It measured 6 inches high of symbols. Penniston states, "What I once believed is no more, and what I've witnessed defies all that I have ever imagined. I am truly in awe over the whole incident, and no one can fully understand the magnitude of such an event unless you were there." Sergeant Adrian Bustinza. When I arrived, it was going in and out through the trees, and at one stage it was hovering. Then it went over to a clearing at the edge of the forest. I didn't see it land, I saw it take off. It kind of hovered at first and then took off. Sergeant Munro Neville's. There were 3 objects or lights. The largest light was the leading or command vessel. The lights were 3 vessels that moved independently of each other. They were able to move at incredible speed. John Burrows, law enforcement patrolman. The air was filled with electricity. You could feel it on your skin as we approached the object. On the upper left side of the craft was an inscription. It measured 6 inches high of symbols. What we were looking at wasn't real. You felt like you were moving in slow motion. Your hair on the back of your head was standing up. You felt like you had very little control over your body. It slowly started moving back, weaving in and out around the trees. It raised up into the air and it shot off as fast as you could blink. Colonel Charles Holt. The following night, the UFO returned with an even more spectacular display. It pulsated as though it were an eye winking at you, and around the edges it appeared to have molten metal dripping off of it. The object suddenly exploded, a silent explosion, and broke into 3 to 5 white objects and rapidly disappeared. As we moved out of the forest, we noticed 3 objects in the sky. The objects in the sky were moving about, sharp angular movements, very high speed. One of the objects in the sky was sending down beams of light, beams of energy. Suddenly, a beam of light came down directly in front of me. Colonel Holt states, "At this stage, my skepticism had definitely disappeared. I was really in awe."